Alright, Chapter 3 Summary. With the completion of this chapter, you have the game with the basic understanding of the DC circuit with the information you have learned provide with the firm and the foundation with the continuing the study of the electricity following some of the important points of the chapter. Basic electrical circuits if the source of electrical energy connected to the load. Load uses energy changes into useful form. Dry cell battery, switch 1, flash bulb, de-energized. When the close contact or switch, the battery goes to the be energized. The schematic diagram, the picture circle which you the symbol to represent what the components of basic depict of the electrical circuits greatly reduce the use of the schematic. Wire to straight line connectors port with a solid dotted at the crossings, and those show the connected but not connected. No solid port. Ground is a perpendicular line with three triangles. Shorted cells on the out of it. Cell is one small, one short, long. Batteries consist of multiple cells, or one short, one long, one short, one long. Positive and negative. Lamp incandescent is a circle with a swirl in it. And fuse is a wave line with a fuse on ported signals, both ported at the end of the wave line. Fix is a resistor is a fix if it has a zigzag in it, and variable pentameter has a resistor with two ports and a connection with a going to it. Rheostat is just a resistor with a from the same current line with no ports and going to the resistor. Circling back to the resistor, the switch is a closed, two-ported breaking a line with a door swing of voltmeters V, running circle, ammeters and A, and an amp circle. Voltage, electrical force, pressure operating within the circuit, and amperage of the representative of the current flow produced the one voltage working across the one arm of the resistance. The resistance opposition of the current measured with the arms on one arm that is resistant with the will limit the current produced the 1 volt to the level of 1 amp. The value formula is transposed and define one of the value of the circuit. If from the other two the value is known, that you can transpose the Ohm laws formula. Equals amperage equal to volts over the ohms, or mathematically equal to the Ohm laws figure to determine the mathematical relationship between the ohms, volts, and amps. So the amps is equal to volts over the ohms. Volts is equal to amps times ohms, and resistor is equal to the ohms is equal to volts over amps. Graphical analysis of the relationship of the ohms, volts, and amps are studied with the plotting with the quantities such as the graphic using observing the characters of the electrical device. Y abscess and amperes the E, and I in amperes the 0.5 to 2 point amps. The E is equal to volts to the x-axis, and the R would be resistance to ohms and for 10 ohms. Power is the rate of doing the work until the time that's required to prevent the given amount will determine the power extent of the power. The formula is power is equal to watts volts times the amp, where the power is in watts, the volt E is in voltages, and I is in current in amps. The four basic electrical quantities are power, amps, volts, and ohms. Any single unknown quantity that can be expressed in total in terms of two any other known quantity formula wheel is simple the representation of those relationships. Once again, the power is amps over amps times volts, or amps squared times the ohms, and the volts squared over the ohms. The I and the amps is equal to amps volts over the resistance. Amps is equal to power over the volts, power, and the square root of power over the ohms over the resistance equal to the volts divided by amps. The amps, the volts squared over the power over the amps squared. The volts is equal to the amps times the ohms. The power is equal to the voltage is equal to the power over amps, and also the and volts is equal to the square root of the power times the ohms square rooted. Power rating of the weight watt is the square root of the power times the rate ohms. Power rating of the watts indicate the rate of which the device converts electrical energy, and the form of the power rating of the resistor indicate the maximum power of the resistor can withstand without being destroyed. Power used with the electrical device measured in watts hours. 1 watt hour is equal to 1 watt used continuously for 1 hour. The efficiency of electrical device is equal with electrical power converted in useful energy divided with electrical power supplied with the device. The EFF is equal to the efficiency of equal to the power converted over the power used. Horsepower, the unit measure is offered in the rate of the electrical motor. The unit of work with the 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watts. The series circuit is defined the circuit with only one path of the current flow. Shows show the basic circuit and the lamp of the battery to the lamp, and then the series circuit where the several lamps are in a series are connected between the battery. Rules of series of the DCs circuits. The same current flow for each of the parts series circuit with the total resistance series circuit is equal to the sum of the individual resistance. Total voltage for the series circuit is equal to the sum of the individual voltage drop. The voltage drop across the resistor in series circuit is proportional to the ohmic value of the resistor. Total power of the series circuit is equal to the sum of the individual power used for the circuit components. Kirchhoff's voltage law. Let's say if the algebraic sum of the voltage drops are enclosed path of the circuit, the electromagnetic force of the path is zero, or volt E, volt B, volt C, volt or whatever letter is equal to zero, added all equals zero. Show the voltage, resistor 1, resistor 2, negative and B voltage polarities must be with applying Kirchhoff's voltage law of the point of which the current enters the load resistor, or considered negative with respect to the voltage for the current levers leaves the load. Series aiding voltage can cover the flow with the same direction. The voltages are added. Voltage E1 and E2, resistor 1 and resistor 2 series aiding. Series opposing means the battery is going from positive to positive and negative to negative. Series opposing voltage tend to overforce the current flow to opposite directions, but thus the equivalent voltage difference with the opposing voltage. A reference is chosen a point with the circuit with all other points compared. Show the open circuit is which of the break is if the complete conducting path of the short circuit is the accidental path of low resistance, which path of the abnormally high amount of the current. And internal resistance is called a drop in the terminal voltage of the source of the current flow through the source of the degree for the terminal voltage is called that the voltage drop. The cross of the internal resistance is all source of the electromagnetic force have some of the form of the internal resistance. High efficiency a circuit achieved with the resistance of the load at high speed with respect to the resistance of the source. So ES would be equal to the open circuit voltage of the RI with the internal resistance source, ET with the terminal voltage, RL the resistant load, PL the power used in the load, I the current for source, and the percentage efficiency. It shows it in the chart, and then also in the graph related to the power efficiency, amperes and watts on y-axis, x-axis, resistant load in ohms, and the voltage efficiency in F line, and then you have the power load efficiency. Parallel transformer and circuit that have the resistant load equal to the resistance of the source. The parallel circuit having more than one current path connecting the common voltage show the path 1 for the resistor 1, path 2 the resistor 2. The rules for parallel DC circuits: same voltage across each of the parallel branch of the parallel is equal to the source of the voltage of the current through the branch of the parallel network, inversely proportional to the amount of the resistance of the branch. The total current of the parallel circuit is equal to the sum of the currents in the individual branches of the circuit. The total resistance of the parallel circuit is equal to the reciprocal of the sum of the reciprocal of the individual resistance of the circuit. The total power consumed of the parallel circuit is equal to the sum of the power consumption of the individual resistance. The solution of the combination circuit is a matter of applying with the laws of the rules and series parallel in is applicable. So the all parallel circuits are combination circuits with the internal resistance of the source be taken into account. The rejoining circuits with clarity accomplished with the following step: the for the circuit current, circuit path, label the junction of the circuit. Recognize which of the same of the potential visual arrangement, sketching or shrinking the connection wire. Redraw the circuit into simpler form with the stages if necessary. Shows A, B, and C redrawn. Equipment of the protection short circuit the current accomplished by use of the fuser or other protection device. Voltage divider series the current with the desired portion or source voltage may be tapped off before the use and both negative and positive voltage can be drawn. Provided with the loads by a proper selection reference point of the ground. Alright, shows the load and the voltage of the loads and following the reference point to the ground. Electrical safety precautions must be observed. A fatal shock can observe that 1/10 of an ampere current with the voltage low of 30 volts have been recorded to cause sufficient current of the fatal. All live electrical circuits should be treated potential hazard. All time electronic or electronical equipment to discover the fault of the unsafety should be reported immediately. Proper authority electrical and electronic equipment should be used with the repair and authorized personnel. A CO2 fire extinguisher should be used with external. Extinguish electrical fires. First aid and electrical shock include the following action: remove the victim from the source of the shock. Remove the victim. C. If the person is breathing. If the victim is not breathing, the give of the artificial ventilation. The preferred method is mouth to mouth. CPR may be necessary for the heartbeat to be stopped. Do not attempt this unless you have been trained with the obtained medical assistance as soon as possible. And then the answers, and then that completes the summary of Chapter 3.